Hello, I'm Lisa from FocusCore, and joining me today is Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for the introduction. Yes, I'm Jonathan. I'm a consultant here at FocusCore. I'm originally from Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK, and I've been in Japan for just over 18 years. Great to be here and nice to talk to you all.
Okay, Jonathan, I got a question from a client who watched our first video. The question is, how can we improve our listening skills?
Yeah, I think it's a really important skill that we all need to master. So it's a great question. Exactly how we improve our listening skills is down to a number of important points. A really important thing is to be an active listener.
I think in the first video, it's also mentioned about active listener.
That's right, yeah. So there are many ways that we can be an active listener. A good starting point is to ask follow-up questions, which means that you have to really pay attention to what the other person is talking about, and then those follow-up questions relate to the other person's answers. So for an interviewer, this means concentrating on the candidate's answers and linking your follow-up questions to those answers. For example, if a candidate says, "In my current role, I work with the regional APAC office," you can follow up with simple questions like, how much do you work in English? Which tasks do you have to do in English? Where is the APAC office? Okay, second good technique for being an active listener is called paraphrasing. And that's where you're essentially repeating a candidate's answers back at them in a slightly different way. And this has two purposes. First, it's good because it helps you to understand their answer a little better. And second, it demonstrates to the candidate that you are actually listening. So obviously that creates a further benefit, which is that your interview becomes more like a conversation. So you're moving away from the standard flow of question one, question two, answer two. And it feels more natural as an exchange of information between both interviewer and interviewee.
It means it's good to make comfortable environment for interview.
Right, yes, exactly. So a side purpose of this, a side function of this, is that you're essentially making a nicer, comfortable environment in which both the candidate and the interviewer are more relaxed, and that makes it easier to listen to each other and exchange the information that you need to exchange. Okay, so point 3 is a really key skill in being an active listener. So what you want to do is listen for the other person's enthusiasm, and that shows up in many different areas. So facial expression is, of course, something that you're looking at, not listening to so much, but also the intonation and even the speed or the rhythm of how they're speaking can demonstrate to you as an interviewer how enthusiastic they are about the job that they're interviewing for. And this of course helps because then it gives you an idea of whether you're going to be making the right hire with this candidate or not. As an interviewer, a good way of showing your enthusiasm is simply just answer using words like great and thanks for telling me, or that's really interesting to hear about that. Positivity from the interviewer is good for the candidate because it shows the candidate that the interviewer is really listening to them. And then when a candidate shows positivity and enthusiasm, it shows the interviewer their degree of interest and positivity in the job itself, which is obviously a good way of gauging whether you're going to be making not just the right hire in terms of skills, but also in terms of ability to be a cultural fit for your organization.
Recently, many companies doing online interview.
Yeah.
So we can't use lower body expressions,
right.
It's limited, right?
Exactly.
But I think the facial expressions are more important.
Something else that you can do is just use a kind of a posture of leaning in slightly. So if you've got a straight back and shoulders, it's just slightly. It's obviously not this much. An extra key to working with an online interview context is to look into the camera of your device. So the temptation is always to look at the screen, but if you're looking at the screen, you're looking away essentially from the eyes of the listener. So it's better to be looking into the camera. That also helps, I think, to bring yourself closer. It's not necessarily an active listening technique, but it certainly helps.
Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on below.
Don't forget to look out for the new FocusCore podcast, which is coming out in February. And of course, our monthly newsletters, which are for each of the disciplines that we work in. And then, of course, you can follow us on all social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.